Now, we had a problem with the previous speaker. He was not able to speak, but now he will be doing his presentation through video. And so we are listening. I greet you all with Allah's salam. I would like to thank you, especially the Presidency of Religious Affairs. I'd like to express my thanks. I'm speaking from Tehran, Iran, and the effect of Hajj to human psychology. As you know, the psychological situation of human beings can be affected from many situations. So my my presentation is about the rules of Hajj and the psychological situation affects very much in these events, and Hajj is one of the 5 obligations of the Muslims. Worshipping Allah is what we have to do to reach the ultimate right, truthfulness, maturity. It is the peak of maturity, and you have to perform your Hajj and make your house a Hajj house, and go on with your fasting, and these all affect the Muslims and the Hajjis in the positive sense. And when we analyze this, lots of religious resources are present, and also many researches have been carried out. The effect of Hajj is this: it is getting closer to Allah and being psychologically more mature and being tamed and educated, and with respect to searching for the truth, feeling powerful, and power of wisdom is important. Self-sufficiency feeling is satisfied in Hajj duty, and the person becomes more humble and consistent in terms of personality, and becomes more pure and becomes more loving, and also has better qualities, and collaboration feelings develop and becomes a more competent in educating the self, the personal self, and the behavior changes, the emotional psychology develops. The person becomes more disciplined, and fairness, moderation, justice, mercy sort of feelings develop, and getting rid of tensions becomes more efficient. The person becomes competent in getting rid of unwanted, undesired feelings. So what I should say is that in total, it is the friendship, love, devotion to Allah, these increase, and the people who take the guidance of some other person other than Allah are the diverted people, are misleading people. The person should not think of going away from Allah for one moment, and there when they go to Hajj, the Hajjis feel the presence of Allah, and so they experience the rahmat of the Rahman, and it develops the intelligence. It gives a hope to people, because the first people look for a shelter to protect himself. So, and feels that longingness when the person gets away from Hajj. And when we see the psychiatrists, they also talk about the same things, and believing God uh, uh, affects people in a positive manner. So the psychiatrists also support this idea, and iman, the belief gets elaborated, heightened, and the person feels the aesthetic, the beauty in it, and at the end of this, the human being uh, becomes more obedient and never feel to get away from Allah, and the feelings are never uh, uh, shaken. And to be with Allah in the Hajj environment is the feeling of enthusiasm and giving moral values. And when people utter the words related to Allah, they feel relaxed. And in the religious text, we all read about these. And Kabe, for example, is the center of Hajj, and it is the most confidential, secure place, and it is said haram sharif. Kabe is haram sharif. The people who do the opposite of these, but they are unbelievers, and of course Allah will show them when they do the things against Islam, Islamic rules and justice, and they violate security. In Quran, security is seen 7 times. Ali Imran Surah, for example, in Quran, in Ibrahim part, or in Baqarah Surah, for example, it says this Hajj is a very secure place for you to come. We made it very secure. So in 2 surah, we see that Makkah is a very secure city, uh, uh, and to take refuge, to get shelter from. Abraham praise Allah. So Allah makes that place secure for the people. and all the places of worship are to make people perform some deeds in order to feel what their religion is. So Hajj also is good for health, and it also brings solutions to the anxieties and gets the person gets rid of the anxieties. What is in the front, what is important here is Allah says these virtue rules are for you to obey. This is the Quran is the last book for you to learn these virtues, these merits. The personal development will be carried out only if the person follows the orders, and in Hajj these are experienced in the best manner and collectively, and the absolute truth and spiritual oneness, the real secret is reached there. So when you are matured, when you become Kemal, when you become get your refinement, then that means you have a lot of knowledge during Hajj. And during Hajj also the Islamic sciences are learned, and the person goes deep down into his or herself and receives the messages coming from that holy and sacred ground, and the person concentrates oneself into Hajj and atmosphere and to refinement. It has much better consequences for that person. In some of the researches, people talk about Hajj is a place where the human beings are the visitors of Allah, and so you are in a secure environment. And in many texts, it is said that everybody will feel secure when they come to Hajj. Between Safa and Marwa, there is Sa'i, and if there is that endeavor to go for Sa'i, then that means the person has reached to a refinement and to maturity. So Hajj has these contributions. Due to the time limit, I want to finish here. Thank you very much. He sent us this recording